This video, we're going to talk about the Pfaff Passport 3.0. The 3.0 is a fully computerized machine. It's going to have 100 built-in sewing and utility stitches. Of those stitches, you're going to get sewing, quilting, garment making, heirloom sewing. The whole 9 yards is going to be included with this particular machine. You've got the easy set tension. I've got the adjustable pressure. Very easy to thread machine. Everything's going to be channeled for me all the way down to my needle on the Pfaff 3.0. I will have a built-in needle threader on the machine here. Very easy to get to all my stitches and features of the machine. Everything's right here in front of me, my stitch width, my stitch length. I do have the needle up, needle down feature, and there's times on the machine you want that needle to stop in the fabric. Applique work, making sure that I'm turning a corner. It makes it really easy, and it's going to improve my stitch quality on top and the appearance of that. I will also have the built-in scissor on the 3.0. I push a button, it's going to snip the bobbin and the top thread for me with no problem whatsoever. I do have the ability to sew with or without the foot control. I have a start-stop button here, and I will have the reverse. On the side of the machine, I've got a little razor. I can rake my thread across as well when I get to the end of what I'm sewing. Hand wheel on the side if I need to raise that presser foot up. The 3.0 will have the IDT. We'll show that to you in a minute. That's that dual feed mechanism that will grab the fabric at the top and work in the same ratio with the feed dogs that's built into the machine. So I do have the extra lift under the presser foot. I have a 6-point feed dog system built in on the 3.0. That is very nice to have. If I'm working with a lighter weight piece of material, maybe a stretch piece of material, what that's going to do for me, it's more surface area touching my fabric, so it's going to grab that fabric, it's going to keep it flat while the needle's penetrating the garment. If you need to engage the IDT, you can do that, and it's going to grab the fabric on top. I've got my feed, say this is my feed dogs built into the machine, my fabric, and then I can have those feed dogs on top, and it's going to feed all that through at one time. That's going to reduce puckering, give you even stitches, especially when you're doing quilting or materials maybe that may shift on you, like the top, the batting, and the bottom on a quilt. A lot of times we get fabric shifts and we get skipped stitches because of that. I've got the top drop-in bobbin on the machine. It's really easy to thread the top drop-in bobbins on these machines. On my cover, I even have a 1/4-inch seam allowance. I do have metal on top of the machine, so that serves a couple of purposes. I can get magnetic seam gauges and attach to either the needle plate or the top of the machine, but it's really slick finish. So if I'm doing free motion work and then my fabric is not going to hang anywhere, just regular sewing, I don't have to worry about my fabric hanging. From my needle to the inside of the sewing arm is going to be 6 inches. That's a little bit larger than your average entry-level sewing machine, though this is not a beginning model by any means in the series with Pfaff with the IDT. This machine will have the accessory tray that you can remove, and I like the ruler that's right here handy for you to be able to measure things off. And they even thought out of how the accessory tray opens. So you're sitting in front of the machine and the accessory tray are open toward you. So I can be looking down, grab whatever accessory I need, keep everything nice and neat and organized. When I'm stitching with the machine, I do have the ability to override the speed of the machine. Though you do have an electronic foot control that comes with the machine, I can override the speed of that. So if I'm working on a very expensive piece of material, or I'm in a tight area, or I just want to make sure I don't make a mistake, back it down. And then as time goes on, once you get used to the machine, you'll be operating at optimal speed or right below it. I do like how I can pull out my stitch placard at any given time, select the stitch that I want to sew. We'll choose number 30 here. The machine is going to automatically pull up that stitch for me. And on our website, we'll have detailed images of the stitches built in and other features of the machine. Once I pull that stitch up, I can adjust here, my width, go up or down. I can adjust the length here, go up or down. So the machine's laid out really easy for me. I do like how everything is lighter. It's a wider, lighter background, so I can see a lot better, and it matches anything in your sewing room. Now, because of the IDT system and the feed dogs that's built in, there's times I want to engage that, or times you don't need it. If you don't need it, leave it disengaged and you're fine. But we're going to show you just how heavy material you can sew on this machine. It's very durable. It is a lightweight machine, so if you're wanting a backup machine for a class that has IDT, you don't want to lug your bigger machine around, 3.0 is a good machine with a lot of stitches on it for a great price. So as I'm sewing right along here, I'm going to have and show you I've got 8 layers of denim. This is roughly going to be the side seam on a pair of denim blue jeans, probably a little bit heavier than the side seam on a pair of denim jeans. I can raise my presser foot up here, and I've got a little bit extra room to get those materials up underneath the machine. So we'll go to stitch 1, which is going to be a straight stitch. Now I'm going to back the speed down just for demonstration purposes, and we're going to show you. I'm not going to adjust tension. I'm going to be able to sew through heavy material to lighter weight material to a stretch material, and I don't have to worry about puckering. The machines can crawl down on the material. So as we sew right along, it's actually going on this stitch, it's sewing 2 stitches forward and 1 in reverse. It's automatically back tacking. So we're going through all that material with no IDT engaged, and it's sewing all that for me. You can't do this on just any machine. Now watch how it crawls down onto the machine. I'm still getting the correct tension on my thread, and it's going down onto this cotton material with no problem whatsoever. Now I'm going to sew on the stretch material. And the feed dogs grabs that. We're going to go a little faster. I'm barely even having to touch my material. The pressure is set very well on this machine. It makes it easy for sewing. So you're going to love this machine once you get it home. And when I get ready to stop, I'm going to stop. I had it set with needle in the fabric. I'm going to raise my needle thread up. And then rake it right across the front. Now I've sewn through extremely heavy, 8 layers of denim to a cotton. Sewing 2 stitches forward and 1 in reverse, all the way through this stretch material. No tensions, compromise, tension's perfect, there's no puckering whatsoever. I haven't had to adjust anything on my machine. Ken Sewing Center is an authorized Pfaff dealer. We carry everything that's made for the Pfaff 3.0. We carry every Pfaff model that's made, so we can compare this machine to other machines in the Pfaff line, or for that matter, other brands. We carry every major brand that's on the market, be able to help you find the right machine for your budget and for the type of sewing that you love to do. I have 4 full-time technicians in my store to help you for the life you own the machine, as well as educators and salespeople to help you operate the machine, or if you need help selecting the correct accessory, the correct bobbins, the correct needles, you name it, we're going to be able to help you for all that as well. We have a lot more information on our website. Check it out or give us a call anytime. We'll be glad to help you anytime.